Welcome to Makamba Live with me, James Makamba. Famed American journalist Hunter S. Thompson once said, "Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather a skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, 'Wow, what a ride!'" The young man I'm going to interview today is as fiery as that quote, full of passion and energy. What drives him, you may ask? Mashudu Modau is compelled by a love for entrepreneurship and the potential that exists in the young people of our great continent. Welcome, Mashudu. How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks.
Very good.
Thank
I see you can even smile.
I really like that intro.
You like the intro, do you?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Thank you very much for putting the intro. So, who is Mashudu?
Mashudu is a young man that was born and raised in Soweto, South Africa. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm also an enabling force, an encouraging force, an empowering force, and an educating force for entrepreneurship amongst the youth in Africa.
Was Mashud the entrepreneur born or made?
Made. I don't believe.
Made in Soweto.
Made in Soweto. That's a perfect slogan. I'm going to use that. Definitely made, and made in the fire, made in the failure, made in the successes, made in the hustle, made in the struggles of entrepreneurship in Africa, what it is to try and be a digital entrepreneur in Africa. So definitely made, trained, and enabled by others, educated by others, and empowered by others.
Okay. You are the founder of Mash Startups.
Starts up.
Mash Starts Up.
Yeah.
Tell me more about, it's a platform, right?
Yes, it is a platform.
What inspired you to create that, and what are you hoping to achieve?
What inspired me to create that was I realized that there was no directory or platform to go to in order to access the large amount of resources, large amount of incubators, large amount of training, platforms, all of that. There was nothing that put all of those things together onto one platform so that an entrepreneur starting their journey could just go on one platform and they could find all the resources they needed to start, to grow, to build their businesses. So just from the very bottom of it, of how to register a business. A lot of people take that for granted. They assume that people know what that means. How to get that training when you don't go to university. I mean, people don't understand how an incubator works yet. I mean, there's no platform.
What is an incubator?
What I believe an incubator to be is a platform or a training center, and now more digital, is taking entrepreneurs on their ideas, on their small concepts, and literally incubating them, training them, building them up, and upskilling them in order to grow their businesses much faster than they would have if they didn't get that development, that training, that nurturing from people that were much more experienced, much more learned, and people that knew what they were doing, and taking an entrepreneur that didn't know much and building them up so that at the end of that, their businesses can run sufficiently and sustainably with them being so much more trained.
So listening to you, you are saying there's very little information given to young people on how they can start these incubators. Do you believe there's a role that government or the private sector can play in that?
Definitely. I think there are a lot of the organizations that I've been a part of have been sponsored by the government, have been run by government at some times, but also by the private sector as well. I think some successes that have just come up in this 2017 would be the GEC, which I thought was a great platform for entrepreneurs to learn a lot from people that were far more experienced, from businesses that were far more established. Others would be the Branson Center, which was a really great center, but things changed. Others would be the Hive in Braamfontein, which is taking in creative entrepreneurs, building them up, and upskilling them. I mean, there's a countless, there's so many of them. Timolochong by Wits, that is also in Braamfontein. Sure, there are so many.
So the platforms are there.
The platforms are there.
Do they need funding? Do
I
young
think
people need funding to get into there, or
no.
it's just a lack of dissemination of information?
Exactly. I just think a lot of people, there are so many resources, you don't know which resource is the right one for you. For example, Timolofong in Braamfontein, which is sponsored by VIT, that is more of a tech incubator. So they take in entrepreneurs that are more focused on technology and digital services. And then the Hive in Braamfontein, which is more about creative entrepreneurs. I mean, there are so many platforms that they have all even found their own niche. So you'll find an incubator that is very specific on agriculture, an incubator just for woodwork, an incubator just for technology. You know, there are so many platforms. But when an entrepreneur or a possible entrepreneur says, I want to start a business, or they already have a business, but they want to grow that business much faster, they don't know where to go. What's that first step? Who do I go to? Where do I go? And I think that's where the problem lies, is no one saying, okay, your business is in a good place, but it could be in a much bigger place. Where can you go to find the training, to find the resources, to find the networks in order to sustain your business, to get your business to a sustainable place and growing at a much faster pace? Which incubator is the right one for you, and how is it designed to make sure that you can benefit most and your business can benefit more?
So we all know and accept that social media and the digital platforms have changed the way, have brought about a revolution in the way that we communicate or do business. Which of these excite you most and why?
Sure, there are lots. But I think
share with us a few.
All the social medias, I think Twitter has been a very influential one, I think. Twitter.
Or Twitter.
Yes. I found a lot of young entrepreneurs, before they even register or anything, when they just have a product, they'll go on Twitter and say, guys, this is my product, I believe in this product, and I want to put it out into the world. Will you help me share it? And people will share that. It will get like 300 tweets, maybe retweets, or maybe even 1,000. Simply because the sense of community to say, this is a young African person that wants to pursue their dream of building a business around a product. We want to support them. So people will constantly reshare that, and it gets out to more of a market. And that person could possibly start a business or grow their business just off of that social media post or that tweet. Okay.
And I've observed you ran a mentorship campaign. I think it was titled Teach One. And this was on you used YouTube as a platform.
Yeah.
Okay. And why do you believe mentorship is so important to a person who knows what they want to do and which way they're going? Why do they need mentorship?
Truth is, as much as you might know what you might think you know, where you're going and how you can go about doing it, there's always something that you can learn from someone else. I think, for me, the most important thing about mentorship for me was having someone that was not just older than me, but far more experienced in what I was going into. So, for example, just building this digital platform, I worked with people that have been running incubators. So I needed to understand how a good incubator should run, and that mentorship there. So with Each One Teach One, what I was trying to do was create a mentorship series on YouTube that anyone could access online, and they could be mentored by entrepreneurs that were already growing their businesses. These are not people that were established, that have great like millionaire businesses, but they were growing and building businesses. So that was more of a pure mentoring. In future, I do want to do series with people that are far more successful, that can come down to the level of the internet, which is still just the youth's medium, and come down to that level and say, I want to teach the new generation of African entrepreneurs something. And I want to create a platform where far more experienced, far more successful people can say, okay, I'm going to teach someone something today or tomorrow.
So to young people who aspire to be entrepreneurs, is there a starting point where you can say, okay, you are going that way, but you need to learn the basics, or you need certain basic skills, which are 1, 2, 3? if we can borrow from your experience,
Sure.
as part of that preparation?
I think the biggest preparation I did was absolutely no preparation.
No preparation at all.
I dived into the pool without knowing what I was doing. I went into entrepreneurship without even knowing it was called entrepreneurship. I wanted to build a solution that solved people's problems. I found something that was wrong in the world and I wanted to fix it.
What is
and
this
build.
that was wrong in the world?
So the first one was just a digital library of educational content for matriculants. I mean, that was very early stage e-learning, you know. And now I found another one, which is the Mash Startup platform, which is just to create a library, a platform where entrepreneurs can start and find what really can impact their businesses at an early stage before they even open their doors. Just to say, okay, maybe you need to start at an incubator, a training center, go through a program before you even start. And through that, you know, I found that that's my thing, is just diving into the things that I'm passionate about, building solutions for the problems that I feel are really important for our generation, and building a business around those things.
And have you figured out or come with a way of being able to monetize that? Because you get a lot of young people, I meet a lot of young people who are technically savvy, but at the end of the day, they don't know how to convert this into money.
That's very true.
Yeah.
We are a generation full of ideas. We are full of we really love doing things, the things
Somewhere
we love.
you have to cash in.
That is very
You
true.
know,
and that's very
ideas.
important.
Yes.
If you are not monetizing your thing, it's not a business.
So you've figured out how to monetize.
Well, it's very different for each thing. For me, it's about creating content and then creating products around that content. So Mash Startup can, in future, become a conference. It can become a TV show. It can become a publication. You know, it can become so many things. But unfortunately, just with the generational divide in Africa, I feel older entrepreneurs aren't teaching young people to say, look, as much as you might love that, there needs to be a business behind that. There needs to be a model behind that. And with me, I've found I've had so many mentors that they've been able to say to me, I know you love that, but it's not going to become a business. You can love it as much as you want, but it's not going to be a business. So you need to find something that you can pivot and make sure that you can build a business model around to build something sustainable and incredible.
Is there a specific message you would want to leave with our viewers today?
I
What
think-
would you like to tell your brothers and sisters out there? The do's and the don'ts.
Oh, okay. I think, and this is very difficult because it comes down to values of a person, but I think it's you never not have enough time or resources to enable others, educate others, empower others, and encourage others. I think being able to do that makes you a better person in order to build solutions, build businesses for the people around you, and build businesses that can outlast not only your life, but others after that. I think generational businesses have that thing in common, that they are not just a selfish desire to just make money, but there's something far more strong that powers that thing. So for me, what powers my business is enabling Africans, educating Africans, encouraging Africans, and empowering Africans about entrepreneurship and building, to make sure that all of us just build each other up and really help each other win. That's a big thing for me.
Thank you very much, Mashud. Nice meeting you. And as Mashud says, my friends, in life, what is important is to help and empower others. We see you next time on the next edition of Makamba.